Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host Jennifer. We're having a lot of difficulties today. I'm working with my big camera and I'm used to shooting with it but not shooting video. So this is a lot of trial and error. I've been working on 2 hours now. I've made this video completely all the way through twice and I am working on it the third time because it was so bad. Focus issues, lighting issues, you name it, I'm having it. What I need is someone standing on that end of the camera, making sure everything is in focus. So hopefully this time works, otherwise I'm not making a video today, and I'll just be talking to myself. I'm drinking hot tea in my Garth Brooks mug. I got a little bit of a sore, scratchy throat, so I'm going to try to make it through this without coughing on you. This is going to be a yarn chat. I'm going to show you what I bought, and I'm going to show you a yarn swap that I did with a subscriber named Amy, and at the very end of the video I will talk about my weekend because we went out of town, and I'll tell you all about that. So I'm going to try to rush through this because I don't want to make this a super long video because, like I said, this is my third time recording it. Okay, so to start, I made, you guys saw this on Brunhilde a couple videos ago, I believe. This is, I got yarn on me. This is my, well, this is Bag O Day's pattern for her bandana cowl. You may have seen this on, well, everybody's making this right now, but I got the idea to make this from Sandy at Crochet A, and I'll link her below. I love Sandy. She made a ton of these and they just are so gorgeous on her that I wanted one. And when I was working with this yarn, this is the denim yarn. I'm sorry. This is the denim yarn I made my campfire cardi out of. I knew that it had to be one of these cowls. This is my first time ever working with fringe, which was super fun, and I may do again. I want to make some more of these, but it's really going to take the right type of yarn for me. So this is the first thing I made. And then, try not to spill my drink again, guys. The tea is almost empty. Then I made this. This started off with just me playing around. I'm trying to use up some of the yarn in my stash that I bought either at the thrift store or I bought on clearance that is not necessarily my favorite yarn to use, so that I can make room for my favorite yarns. So this is Scarfy. And I do not usually, I've never used Scarfy before this, and these are the only 2 skeins of Scarfy I had in my stash, and I do not work in neutrals generally, so this was like way out of my comfort zone. My idea was to make a 5-point shawl, so a hexagon. I'll show you the basic shape of that. But when I started making it into a poncho, it was laying really strange, and my daughter actually told me I looked like I was wearing a jester's collar. So what I did is, when I got so far, I closed off 4 of the points to make sleeves. So now it's not just a poncho, but it's got sleeves. So this is my 5-point poncho, which really only has 1 point now because the back is completely flat and it comes to a V in the front. If I can lean back enough for you to see it. And it's got these really nice sleeves, and this is in the black and white Scarfy. I don't have the tag still, and then the bottom is Mainstay yarn that I got clearanced out for $1 just to add a nice little border. So I am going to make this into a pattern for you guys because I think some of you will enjoy it. The front comes to a point and the back is completely flat, and if you wanted to make this longer, you absolutely could make this longer very easily. You just start working in the I'll put it in the pattern how to make this as long as you want. So made that, and then I got stuff on both sides of me. This is going to be another pattern I want to write up, but some of these patterns are not going to get written up until probably closer to Christmas or the beginning of the year, because I have a lot on my plate right now, and I like to do homemade gifts for Christmas. I do not like blowing money on people that are unappreciative, so I make homemade gifts, and that way they're getting something truly from my heart, but I don't feel like I'm obligated to spend money on people who don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So that probably sounds really harsh. I'm trying not to be in a funky mood. I'm trying to be cheerful, but after 2 hours of trying to make videos, I'm a little bit cranky. So I'm trying not to throw my camera through the wall. I made this in the car, and this was just another thing. I was just playing around. I wanted it to kind of mimic the watermelon shawl that I made that is now gone because I gifted it. But when I started off, I got bored really quick. I was like, all right, I'm going to add some different elements. So I added, there's actually several different stitches in here. There's half double crochets, double crochets, there's some holes in there, and then further down I added some different texture there, and then I added some trebles right there, and then I don't know what these stitches are called, but I put those in there, some more trebles. There's all kinds of stitches in here. So and you can wear this two ways. You can wear it around your shoulders, put a little button or a shawl pin up front and have it just over your shoulders, or you can wear it around your neck like this. See that pretty? And this yarn is the Luxe Lollies that I got clearanced out at Hobby Lobby, and this is just one Luxe Lolly, and I stopped when I ran out of yarn. So you can actually make this longer and bigger if you use more than one Luxe Lolly or a different type of yarn. Also, while I was in the car, this is some more Hobby Lobby yarn, but I don't remember the name of it. And my tea is almost gone, so I gotta hurry up. This is a cowl, but I put a fold in it so that it has a little more texture or, you know, detail to it. And then I made a hat to match. The hat, I took the brim, instead of making a short brim, I took the brim all the way up to the top, and then I did rows of decreases to close off the top of the hat. But I like the way the ribbing looks. I like the way the ribbing looks. So I took the ribbing up way higher. See, and that's a cute set. But while I was at it, I made another bandana collar, and this is wet because I had to wash it because the pipsqueak is from the thrift store and it had like a funky dusty smell to it. So I had to wash this because the more I worked with it, the dustier it smelled, and it was really bothering me. So it's wet, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like on. And my hair is falling out apparently. So now a lot of people made this pattern. There was quite a few people asking questions or complaining about the neckline. The neckline is a little bit big and it lays strange on with some yarns. The thicker, stiffer yarn, like the denim yarn I showed you at the beginning, I had a really hard time getting it to just lay right. It was like sticking way out and it just looked so awkward. And this part was all like crinkled and laying weird, and I didn't know if it's because I'm a bigger girl or if it was the pattern or what was happening. But I found that if I just like crunch it and squish it and like stretch it, it lays a little less, you know, sticking up away from your face like that. But like I said, this one's still wet. So I made that. And then my hair is probably atrocious. I think that's all I made. I have a small purchase, but you guys knew that I had purchased this yarn because I told you about it, that it was on sale. But I totally forgot to tell you guys I have stuff on both sides of me for making this video over and over again. The Gelato yarn. I forgot to tell you guys the name of it. This is that really fuzzy yellow yarn that I showed you that was on sale 3 for $5. And I had a little bit of a panic moment because when I order from Premier, most of the time my order is fulfilled the next business day. So if I order on a Saturday, it'll be fulfilled Monday. If I order on a Monday, it'll be fulfilled Tuesday. This went on sale, and I ordered these 2 colors that I wanted. This is coconut and bubblegum. And the next day, I checked to see if my order was fulfilled, and it was not. And these were out of stock. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get my order. I was waiting for an email to get it canceled, or in the past, if they have run out of something, they'll send you an email and say, is there something we can substitute it, like a different color? And the only color they had left was apricot. And I have 6 of the apricot. I didn't want any more of the apricot. So all this was running through my head like, oh no. And the order took longer to fulfill than normal. It actually took several days to fulfill, which is totally unusual for Premier. So I don't know if they just got a ton of orders in. Although I do know that like 20 of you clicked my link and bought yarn after I posted that video. So thank you. Because that actually gave me money to buy more yarn, which I will show when it comes in. Because every time you guys click my link and save your 15%, I get reward points. And those reward points help me to buy more yarn to show you guys, which is totally awesome. So I got my Gelato, but while I was ordering that, I told you guys that I was going to be, I'm collecting all of the bloom colors. So I ordered 2 more bloom. I already have this one. This is the hydrangea. But I want to make a big shawl out of it, and that's probably gonna be another pattern that I design, because I like designing my own patterns, but I needed another skein. I wanted to make sure I had enough. And then this is in the color Hummingbird because it's gorgeous, and I have even more colors coming in the next order thanks to all you guys clicking my link. So I ordered those, and that was just a small little order when we had that sale happening, which was fantastic. I feel like I'm forgetting so much that I wanted to tell you that I told you in the previous 2 videos, but now my brain is like, oh my god. Okay, so let me think. Let me have a sip of my apple cinnamon tea and I will think for a second. Yeah, so when that order for Premier Yarns comes in, I will absolutely show you guys what I bought. I ordered some more of the basics yarn, and I ordered some more of the bloom, and they have a new yarn coming out. It's extra large cotton. I cannot wait to try it out, and I think we're going to do a pattern together. I think we might do a crochet along for that, because I have an idea of what to use for the extra large cotton. I'm so excited. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this, and then I'll explain why I'm showing this to you. This is, I think, the springtime shawl from Jada and Stitches. Okay, this is the very first ever article of clothing that I crocheted. My first thing that I crocheted was a king size Afghan. I mean, I've made scarves and stuff in the past years just from what my mother taught me, but when I really dug in and learned how to crochet from Jada and Stitches, the first thing I made was a chevron king size Afghan, which was awesome. And then the first clothing that I made ever was this. And this is, I believe, the springtime shawl from her. And I will post the link below to this video, this tutorial, so you guys can know. But the reason I'm showing you this is I was wearing this the other day. I wear this when it's chilly outside, when it's rainy outside, when I don't feel good. This is one of the things I cuddle up in bed wearing. I call it my, it's like my bedtime shawl, because I usually wear it in bed. It usually stays in my bedroom, and my husband is a huge blanket stealer, so if it's chilly in my room, I'll put this on, because he usually has the blanket. I don't feel like fighting him, so this is my bedtime shawl. And I love it so much. But as you can see, the pattern works up really big, like really, really big. And I got this yarn at the Dollar Tree. It is the one and only time I've ever found yarn at the Dollar Tree. And it was, I believe, a Bernat yarn. And I think the color was Circus or something like that. If you guys know, comment below and let me know. And then the border is done in Lion Brand ice cream yarn that I had left over from a shirt that I made. Or maybe I used it on this and then I used the leftover yarn on the shirt. Yeah, because this is the first I'm confusing myself. You can tell I don't feel good. My brain is like discombobulated today. I hope you guys aren't getting bored with me because I'm boring myself at this point. Let me take another drink. That's it. My cup's empty. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you this is because the other day I was talking to my husband that I love this shawl, but it doesn't match any of my outfits. I mean, it's really loud. I used the yarn because it was Dollar Tree yarn, and in case I messed up the pattern, I would still have it. That made no sense. I'm going to cut the video here. Okay. I used my yarn from the Dollar Tree for this in case I messed up. I didn't waste good yarn. So it was just $6 worth of yarn to make this and scraps for the border. And I told my husband I need to make it in white because I would like to wear it out to the bus stop or whatever on cold mornings when I take my son to the bus stop. And this doesn't really match anything. So I wanted it in white. And this was like 3 days ago I said this to him. Well, now I got an email from, actually I got several emails from you guys. I got emails after my live video saying that you guys didn't have yarn friends either and you all wanted to be my yarn friends. And I read them all. I didn't have time to respond to all of them. So I'm going to make time tomorrow morning to respond to all the comments and the emails I've gotten this past week. Because like I said, we did go out of town. And so one of the emails was from Amy, and she said she wanted to do a yarn swap with me, that she really wants to try Premier Yarns, and she's never tried it, and she was wondering if I would like to swap some Premier yarns for some paint box yarns. Well, yeah, I've never tried paint box. Of course I would like to try it. I was really excited. So we switched information, we talked a little bit, you know. And Amy, I'm going to send your package out tonight. I was supposed to send it out yesterday, but my husband had to go all the way up to DC for work, and he came home later than expected. I couldn't get to the post office before it closed. My post office is nowhere near my house. Like, it's nowhere near my house. It is quite a drive to get to the post office. I will get it out tonight, but I got my package from Amy yesterday, and the reason I couldn't get it out before then is because we were out of town this weekend. I opened it right away because I haven't been feeling good, and the trip was a really long trip, and so I wanted to open it and make myself feel better yesterday, and I was so excited, and I probably should have recorded it because like I squeed when I opened it. I was like, ah! Alright, so I'll show you why I showed you this. Amy also said she wanted to send me something she made for herself, but it didn't fit her quite right, and she thought it would fit me. She sent me the exact shawl that I just said I wanted to make, in the exact color I wanted to make it. I know, it's like she read my mind. It is so fantastic. It fits me exactly the way my yellow one does. So it's big and loose and squishy and comfortable and white, so I can wear it with every outfit every day if I want. And it smells so delicious. So delicious. And now I have a white one. So thank you so much, Amy, for that. But that's not the best part. Okay, so I was talking about this. I don't remember what I was saying, so hopefully this makes sense to you guys, because I just recorded another 20 minutes of video that wasn't recording. So I gotta start over again, but I don't remember where I ended the last video. So it's so funny to me that Amy sent me the cardigan that or the shawl that I just told my husband I wanted to make. And now I don't have to. It's like she was a mind reader. And I love this, and I thank you so much. The last time I had a homemade crocheted item was when my mom made me a blanket when I was about 15 or 16. I still have it. I should pull it out and show it to you guys sometime. So I appreciate, and I know how much work goes into this because I made one. And I really, really appreciate this. And I'm going to wear it probably every morning until it gets too cold. And then I'll wear my campfire cardigan. But this is perfect for this weather right now. So thank you, Amy. But this isn't even the best part. The best part is the paint box yarn, guys. Look at this. Look at. This was my swap from Amy. I'm sending her some Premier yarns. And I did send a Red Heart Super Saver in there. But because I had several of the red and she wanted red for a tree skirt. So I sent her the biggest skein of red that I had, which was Red Heart Super Saver, so now she can make a tree skirt. So I just had to explain that because she's going to open it up and go, I wanted Premier, not Red Heart Super Saver. But there's Premier in there, I promise, and it's good. But how beautiful are these colors? It's like she could not have handpicked more perfect colors for me if I had went in her stash and picked it out myself. We got hot pink, electric orange. I'm just making up name colors because these just have color numbers on them. I've taken them out of the package several times now since I keep re-recording this part, so they're getting a little confuzzled, as my daughter would say. Look at that yellow, and then this green. Is that not beautiful? Look at these colors, guys. I can't wait to make something. I think I'm going to make a shawl out of all of these because A, I love mixing colors. And B, I love bright colors. And there's about 800 yards here, so it will be perfect. And this makes me want to buy more paint box because these colors are beautiful. So, thank you, Amy, for that. I'm going to try to talk quickly because, like I said, I keep re-recording these videos over and over again. And okay, so this weekend we went on a little vacation. We decided last month to take the kids trick-or-treating at Walt Disney World. And the reason we did that is because last year my daughter, who is now 14, decided she's not going to trick-or-treat anymore. It was her last year trick-or-treating last year. And that's sad to me because it's kind of like the end of childhood for her. The end of all the magic and the excitement of trick-or-treating and going through her candy. And she doesn't even want to go and watch her brother trick-or-treat this year. And so we wanted to do it for her, but we also wanted to do it for my 5-year-old because he's never been to Disney World at Halloween. And the last time we went was when my daughter was 3, and she doesn't remember it at all. So we thought this would be a good year to take them to trick-or-treat for Halloween at Disney World. And we're DVC club members, so we have timeshare down there. So that's how we're able to go so frequently through the year, is we go on little trip. And this is our first year having a DVC, and this was actually the first trip we used DVC points to go. So the way we're planning it in the future is taking several little trips throughout the year and maybe a big trip every once in a while. And the reason we want to do that is because we like Disney World and we like going as often as we can. And I just figured it's better to use the points to get the best out of it, to get the most bang for our buck. And we could do big long trips, but I think the long trips, because there's so much to do at Disney World, it leaves us exhausted and it doesn't really feel like a vacation. And honestly, things have been a little rough recently with the schooling with the kids, and my husband's job has been really hard on him lately. He's been struggling with some stuff with his job, and he's just been stressed out from what has been put on him, you know. And I've been stressed out with just what's been put on me, taking care of specific things around the house, and you know, just life stuff kind of like stresses you out. And so we figured it was the perfect time to take a little mini vacation. I call it mini vay. I read it in a book when I was a teenager and it has stuck ever since. So mini vay. We only went down for the weekend. We drove 12 hours to go trick-or-treating. It's a 12-hour drive to get to Walt Disney World, but I think it was worth it. We had a lot of fun. I dressed up like Minnie Mouse. My son was Woody from Toy Story, and my husband surprised my daughter with a Sally dress from Nightmare Before Christmas. She dressed up like Sally, and she actually got to meet Jack and Sally, and it made her entire life. That's her favorite movie. She loves Tim Burton, and she was so excited. It was so nice to see the excitement on her face, you know. We're firm believers that teenagers should go trick-or-treating. You know, teenagers should still do kid stuff as long as they can. And we actually we put out newsletter. Our neighborhood is an HOA, and my husband used to be on the HOA board, and we started a while ago putting out little newsletters around Halloween time, letting people know not to judge the teenagers when they come, because it's better for the teenagers to be trick-or-treating than to be getting drunk or stealing out of people's cars or vandalizing or all the stuff that teenagers do because they think there are no consequences to their actions, you know, because teenagers, they don't really think all the time. And so if a teenager comes to my house, they get as much candy as a 3-year-old, because I'm glad they're still acting like a child. I'm glad they're still doing childish things instead of getting into trouble or making bad life choices. And I'm not saying all teenagers make bad life choices, but I'd rather them be trick-or-treating, honestly. Let them stay a child as long as possible, because life is hard. And that's just from my experience, my husband's experience when we were teenagers, and the stupid stuff we did on Halloween or around Halloween or on a Tuesday. You know. So yeah, I'm going to post some video and some pictures at the end of this from our little mini vacation. We also went to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival while we were down there. We were only there for a couple hours because the crowds were insane. They actually had us park on the grass. All the parking lots were empty, but they had us park on the grass because we got there early. And they said because it gets so busy by noon that all the parking lots will be full, so they start you off on the grass. Insane. It was insane. The crowds were bad, and it was pretty hot down there. I mean, I'm used to the heat here, but it's hot and humid in Florida. It's like, ugh. The weather is the one reason I refuse to move to Florida, because I don't do well in the heat, and my husband is a miserable grump in the heat. Like, he is terrible. He'll be fine. Like, he's cool in the middle of winter. Now, he's from Southern California, and he moved to Michigan, and he would go outside in the snow, knowing dang well he's never seen snow. He would go out in the snow in January with, like, shoes on and some shorts and a tank top and nothing else. And he would just be out there, like, shoveling snow in shorts and a shirt. And people would look at him like he's crazy because he makes no sense, because he's from California. He shouldn't have been used to the snow, but he does not like to be hot. Like, he doesn't like it. So, hey, that's why when we usually go, in the past, we've always gone to Disney World, like, when it's, like, winter, like January, February. Crowds are lower, prices are lower, and the weather is cooler. And so going in October is, like, a big change for us. And then when we went in August, that was really insane, because it was really hot, but it wasn't so bad because it was almost the same weather as it was here. So we kind of, like, acclimated to it a little bit. I'm really rambling at this point. But yeah, it was a fun trip. We had a good time. We stayed at Saratoga Springs, and it was a beautiful resort. We've never stayed there before, and it was so beautiful. Everything was racetrack themed, like horses, and every hour on the hour it would play, like, the starting of a race song for, like, the chimes, you know. I'm not going to sing it to you, but you know that the horn bugle thing that they play at the beginning of the races, they played that every hour on the hour throughout the resort. It was super cool. And then the slide, there was a water slide at the pool, and my kids had so much fun going down the water slide. I even went down the water slide. It was kind of cool. It was a lot of fun. So it was a really great weekend. We got to recharge our batteries a little bit. We had some fun. We spent just quality time together as a family, and that's why I haven't really gotten back to anybody with comments and videos or emails. I got a lot of emails lately, and I'm gonna email everybody back tomorrow. I set a time every week to try to respond to everybody, because otherwise I would be at the computer all day, every day. Because sometimes, like when I upload a video, like I get inundated with just all kinds of comments, and I love your comments. Please keep commenting, keep emailing me. But if I don't respond right away, it's because it's not, I set aside time to work to respond to everybody, so that I make sure I take time to respond and communicate with you guys, because I love and appreciate all of you, and I love the support I get from you guys, and I want you to keep doing that, and I want you to know that I am reading absolutely everything that comes in. It just takes me a little bit of time to sit down and respond. I actually had to turn notifications off on my phone while we were on vacation, because it was killing my battery, because it was ding 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 all day long. So yeah, Amy, thank you for my wonderful yarn. Your package is going out in a couple hours when my husband gets home. I will send you the tracking number, although this video may not be uploaded by the time I send the package out, so you may get the email first. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and thanks for hanging in through these rough videos where I'm trying to figure everything out and get the production value up. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm a perfectionist, and I try to make everything perfect all the time. And I think that's where a lot of my stress comes in, because I'm not perfect. I am an incredibly flawed person. So, I'm going to shut up now. I hope you guys have a good day. It's rainy and gloomy here, and so I may lay down, take a little nappy poo before the kids get home from school, and before I have to cook dinner. Yeah. Alright. Bye guys. bye.